The special session grinds to a halt after Texas Democrats flee the state to stop a controversial voting bill.
Today, Republicans in Austin pushed to have lawmakers arrested and forced to return, even though they don't really have jurisdiction to do that until the group is back on Texas soil. But Democrats who left say this is not about grandstanding. It's about preserving the right of everyone to cast a ballot.
So right now, no work, of course, is getting done in Austin because the House does not have enough members to pass any bills. But that's not the case in the Senate, which is still working. But any bills passed there will go nowhere again until House Democrats come back.
So it was less than 2 months ago that House Democrats walked out and broke quorum. That was on May 30th. That ended the regular session without a bill, and it triggered this special session that's happening now. So
we have crews in Austin and D.C. tonight. Let's begin with Ted Oberg in Washington. What's the latest there, Ted?
Eric, you know, if politicians from Texas seemed worried about that threat to arrest them, they certainly weren't showing it. They were out in public and really shouldn't fear anything. DPS has no authority here in the District of Columbia. And as for politics, everyone in the building behind me pretty much knows the politics of the voting rights issue. And as much as we like to think of ourselves in Texas, there really isn't a whole lot Texas Democrats can tell people that is new inside that building. So as they fanned out, meeting with Senators Alex Padilla, Cory Booker, Chuck Schumer, even spending an hour with Vice President Harris, they took the opportunity to make the politics personal. On their way to the U.S. Capitol today, the Texas Democrats passed the Museum of African American History on D.C.'s Mall, and it got Houston State Representative Synfronia Thompson thinking.
When I look at the African American Museum, I thought about the struggle of my people fought in this country to get the right to vote. Yeah. And that right is sacred to my constituent that I represent back in Houston, Texas.
It was a right, she says, that wasn't always easy for her parents in Houston to exercise just one generation ago.
I know what it was like when my parents had to buy poll tax. I know what it was like when people were beaten, dogs were leashed on them, fire hose, and we were mistreated. And I know the struggle that came along before that bill was signed in 1965.
She is talking about President Lyndon Johnson's signature on the Voting Rights Act of 1965, a defining moment for that Texas politician, ending Southern discrimination at polling places.
In Texas, for example.
And now on the day he set aside to push for new federal voting rights legislation, Thompson and her Texas colleagues are pushing President Biden to be just as bold, to agree to end the filibuster, at least to pass federal voting rights laws this summer. As Biden was speaking, Texas Democrats were meeting with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who reportedly pushed this group to tell their personal stories here in D.C., to push politicians away from talking points and towards what is happening outside this city.
I know what that was like. I lived through that in this country. I don't want to go back and have my rights and my constituents' rights stripped from us because of who we are and somebody don't like the way I vote.
We are told Representative Thompson, in a meeting with Cory Booker and several Texas Democrats, got emotional as she retold the story of what her parents went through back home in Texas. That is the power of telling your personal story here in D.C. And Art and Elisa, to answer the question I have been asked most often in email and social media today, no Texas taxpayer or U.S. taxpayer funds have been used to pay for this trip. The Texas House Caucus and campaign funds are paying every dollar of it. Live in D.C. in the shadow of the Capitol, Ted Oberg, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Okay, good. Didn't get an answer to a question many of us did have, Ted. Thank you.